how some Northeast Georgia schools are handling digital learning.
Even though they're not there, it's the ability to almost have them there.
What the Georgia Public Health Department wants you to know about the flu and coronavirus.
It needs to get a flu shot, and please, this is the year to do it.
Beads, glitter, and crazy costumes are usually the first thing on a UGA student's packing list for Georgia-Florida weekend. But a new ban in St. Simon's Island may make sure these items stay at home.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Good evening. My name is Cassidy Hannon, and this is Grady Newsource. Team coverage tonight on education in Northeast Georgia. Grady Newsource reporters Jack Sadegan and Cheyenne Jones went to find out more about how some local schools are dealing with the challenges of COVID-19. The Oglethorpe County school system closed new entrants for the online learning option in the second quarter of the school year. Students had to choose whether to continue virtual classes or switch over to online learning if they're already in person. Infectious disease expert and former Atlantic Public School teacher Mary Beth Sexton says it's difficult for students and parents to make this kind of decision due to the benefits of in-person learning.
We all know what the benefits are of having kids in school. It's everything from being better for them psychologically and educationally. When they're with other kids, they have someone acting as their teacher who's not also their parent, and they get to really focus on the material in a different way.
Superintendent Beverly Levine confirms 10 active coronavirus cases in the school system as of Monday, the highest number of active cases in the county school system so far. The Jackson County School System Technology Department has found an innovative way to engage remote and in-person learners and mimic the classroom settings prior to COVID-19. Grady Newsource reporter Cheyenne Jones has the story.
The Jackson County School System is making technological advances in the classroom to help teachers manage distance learning among the district and cater to both remote and in-person learners. Technology Department Director Michael Summers and his team noticed some of the challenges in the classroom and saw there was a need for improvement.
You might have half a class that's quarantined or been exposed, and now we're in a hybrid where half the kids are at school and the other half are at home trying to log in and see. And it was just very difficult for the kids at home and the kids in the classroom to engage each other.
Teachers across the county received either assistive or supportive technology packages. Individual hybrid classrooms with 8 or more students received a full assistive setup, which included a Bluetooth headset and a 55-inch TV with a camera mounted on a mobile cart that allows the teacher to interact with the students at home and in class. The supportive package only includes a camera and a Bluetooth headset. Letitia Spendola, a teacher at North Jackson Elementary, says the assistive technology is really helping her hybrid class of 5th graders.
Enables me to actually see their faces and see when they are trying to say something, or see their faces if they're confused.
As a part of the technology package, some schools have also received new Chromebooks. Eli Jones, a student from East Jackson High School, has really benefited from this added technology.
A lot smoother than the other ones, and we also get to bring them home, and that helps with our assignments, so therefore we can do it at school and at home.
The introduction of new technology has helped students at home and in class better interact with their teachers and peers, creating an environment similar to school before COVID-19. Grady Newsource, Cheyenne Jones.
Governor Brian Kemp provided an update to Georgia's COVID-19 numbers during a press conference earlier today. While the numbers shared some good news, the biggest takeaway? The importance of getting a flu shot. Grady Newsource reporter Nathan Moore tells us why.
We've made great progress in that important metric.
In a press conference on Wednesday morning, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp provided an update on the state's COVID-19 numbers. By and large, it was mostly good news as he addressed decreases in a number of metrics, including 2-week averages, current hospitalizations, and new cases percentages. But joining the governor at the press conference was the Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Public Health, Dr. Kathleen Toomey, who did praise the new numbers but also expressed a new concern in the COVID-19 pandemic, the flu.
Never has it been more important to get a flu shot than this year. We're trying to prevent twindemics of COVID plus influenza, which could be devastating.
The Center for Disease Control estimates that since 2015, between 23 to 61,000 people each year have died from the flu in the United States. By comparison, so far in the U.S., there have been a total of 209,560 deaths due to COVID-19. But what could happen if a flu pandemic is tacked on to what has already been a devastating crisis with the coronavirus?
I think that, like many other things in this pandemic, we don't know. This is still new. This is the first time we've experienced COVID plus influenza. We don't know what the presence of influenza may do to a COVID infection.
Until we learn more, Dr. Toomey and Governor Kemp encourage Georgians to continue to wear a mask, wash their hands, and of course, get a flu shot. Nathan Moore, Grady Newsource.
It is exactly 1 month until the highly anticipated football game between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Florida Gators. But things may be looking different this year when it comes to the annual tradition of starting off the weekend in St. Simon's Island. Grady Newsource reporter Molly English found out why.
If you're familiar with Georgia-Florida weekend, you know that it isn't just limited to Saturday's game in Jacksonville, Florida. The weekend starts much earlier when the University of Georgia students head down to St. Simon's Island for what's known as Frat Beach, a crowded beach party the Friday before the game. Alcohol is usually a major factor of the event. But in an effort to stop the spread of COVID-19, the party may not go on as usual. Glynn County, Georgia, which encompasses St. Simon's Island, has placed a ban on having alcohol on St. Simon's beaches for the days of November 6th and 7th, the entirety of Georgia-Florida weekend. Glynn County Public Information Officer Matthew Kent says that limiting alcohol may be able to limit the gathering sizes on the beach.
The governor still has a ban of more than 50 people in one area, and even though this is outside, it's incredibly, I don't know if you've seen pictures of it, but it's incredibly difficult to keep people, large groups of people, distanced.
For residents of the island, Georgia-Florida weekend has been a staple of life for several years. Executive Director of Keep Golden Isles Beautiful and longtime St. Simon's resident Leah King-Badina says the effect of Frat Beach is also detrimental to the environment. Her organization annually volunteers to pick up the trash left on the beach by partygoers throughout the event. But King-Badina says she doesn't expect the beach alcohol ban to stop the party completely.
I would expect there to be a large gathering on the beach with or without alcohol.
As for how this affects UGA students' plans for the weekend, UGA senior Bo Evans says that even if the event does happen in some way, it will be different.
So it's not deterring me for the Georgia-Florida game, but I just don't think Frat Beach is going to be the same.
According to Kent, the purpose of the ban is not to discourage people from generally visiting the island for the weekend. They just want to keep people safe.
We do have a tourist economy here, so that's not the goal. The goal is just to keep people safe.
Molly English, Grady Newsource.
Georgia-Florida isn't the only game on people's minds. The Bulldogs are hosting their second home game of the season this weekend, but a hurricane is expected to come through at the same time. Grady Newsource reporter Jenna Maddox has more about what happens during a weather emergency at the stadium. What can we expect, Jenna?
Thanks, Cassidy. Well, if you're in Athens, the weather today has been absolutely beautiful, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case on Saturday. Although we're not expected to receive some of the more dangerous side effects from Hurricane Delta, we do want to make game attendees aware of some of the safety protocols that the Athletic Association has in place here at the stadium. The video board will let the crowd know when there's lightning within 15 miles of the stadium. Play will be suspended and teams will go into the locker rooms where there is lightning within 8 miles of the stadium. Attendees are then asked to shelter in their cars, the Tate Center, the MLC, or one of the stadium concourses. When the weather threat has passed, fans will be allowed to re-enter the stadium. I'll have more on the weather conditions later in today's show, but for now, reporting live in Athens, Jenna Maddox, Grady Newsource.
The event will look a little different this year. Up next.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org. Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
There has been a significant increase in absentee ballots cast this year. Grady Newsource reporter Georgia Chambers spoke with the Athens-Clarke County Director of Elections and Voter Registration to find out why.
In the 2016 general election, 2,744 citizens in Athens-Clarke County voted absentee, according to Director of Elections and Voter Registration, Charlotte Sosby. Fast forward to this past June election, 16,328 absentee votes were cast. This is nearly 6 times the number of ballots cast in the 2016 general election. Sosby explains why we are seeing such a large jump in absentee votes cast for this election.
One of the reasons is because of COVID-19. Absentee balloting is the safest way of voting right now.
Absentee balloting has become increasingly popular since more people are choosing to stay at home during this global pandemic. Sosby said that it is important to show voters there's more than one way to cast a ballot. Even though this way of voting may seem more convenient, Sosby did point out that this may delay the November election results.
Absentee balloting is such a delicate process. It has more people involved with it. It's not just a voter going to a touch screen, casting a ballot, and the voter being solely responsible for the process.
If you are voting absentee and want to make sure your vote counts this November election, Sosby gives these 4 tips. Take your time to read instructions and mark the ballot properly. Fill in the ovals completely with a blue or black pen. Sign your own ballot and drop off your ballot in person. There are 6 drop boxes across Athens-Clarke County, one of them being right here on East Washington Street in downtown Athens. Georgia Chambers, Grady Newsource.
Madison County is preparing for their 17th annual motorcycle ride benefiting underprivileged children in the community. Grady Newsource reporter Maddie McQueen is here to tell us why this year will be even more special.
Towards the needy kids in our community. It benefits them and their families.
On November 14th, bikers from all across Madison County will be joining together to enjoy a ride. But this year, they'll be riding for more than just the kids. This year, the Madison County Toy Ride is in memory of Captain Stan Elrod, a supervisor with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources who was killed after being hit by a car in early September.
This is something we've never done that before, but because of who he was and the things that he did and his dedication to the young people, we just thought it was worthy that we honor him this year.
Captain Mike Bergamy was given the job held by his longtime co-worker and friend, Captain Elrod. Captain Bergamy says it means the world to them to have this hard-working man honored at this event.
He had a special affiliation with the Outdoor Dreams Foundation where he was able to really give back to kids who might not be able to receive what Stan was able to give them.
You don't have to own a motorcycle to be a part of this special ride. Bring a mask, an unwrapped gift, and registration fees to the Madison County Memorial Park at 11:30 on November 14th. From Madison County, Maddie McQueen, Grady Newsource. I'm Jenna Maddox, and coming up, I'll be bringing you the game day forecast for Saturday here in Sanford Stadium, along with more information about Hurricane Delta.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Okay.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
And now, the weather.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Jenna Maddox, bringing you your Northeast Georgia weather. Today, we're going to be talking about this week's forecast, Hurricane Delta, and the game day forecast. Now, let's take a look at the evening planner for Athens tonight. We're going to hit 81 degrees at 6 p.m., 67 degrees at 9 p.m., and 62 at midnight. And we'll take a closer look at the day planner for Athens tomorrow. We're going to start out at 61 degrees at 9 a.m., 76 degrees at noon, and our high of 83 at 3 p.m., and it's going to be sunny and clear all day tomorrow. And we'll take a look at the low temperatures overnight tonight in Northeast Georgia. We're going to be staying in the mid to high 50s with 56 here in Athens. All right, and then the high temperatures for Northeast Georgia tomorrow, we're going to be in the 80s, but Augusta is going to hit a high of 88 degrees, while Athens is going to be 83 degrees. We'll take a closer look at the forecast overnight tonight. We're going to hit a low of 56 degrees. It's going to be mostly clear out with a 0% chance of rain. All right, and a closer look at the forecast for tomorrow. Our high is going to be 83 degrees. It's going to be sunny and clear. Another day with no chance of rain. Hurricane Delta is expected to approach the Gulf Coast by Friday. The National Weather Service says the coastline is likely to have dangerous winds, life-threatening storm surge, heavy rainfall, and flooding. Here in Northeast Georgia, we are expected to only have a minor amount of rainfall this weekend from the hurricane. And now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. So it's going to be sunny and clear on Wednesday and Thursday, with a high of 84 on Wednesday, high of 83 on Thursday. Clouds are going to start coming in on Friday, and then the rain will be here Saturday and Sunday, with highs in the mid to high 70s. It's that time again, Bulldog fans. Game day here in Athens on Saturday.
Currently, there's a 60% chance of rain at the 3:30 kickoff, along with possible thunderstorms during the game and a high of 75 degrees. This has been your Northeast Georgia weather. Reporting in Athens, Jenna Maddox, Grady Newsource.
Looking ahead, former UGA baseball player sues the University of Georgia on a First Amendment basis. Plus, Clark Central High School opens up a new field this Friday.
Hello.
Hi. I'm from Blue Hood Stone Barns. We brought a meal for you and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again?
Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come on in.
Brochettes with sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, you know, they're the end piece of the zucchini and then the cores that we cut away, not to mention zucchini flour. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that... Oh.
Again?
I'm here to bring you your third course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
We'll have a little zucchini stem pasta. A different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it.
This is delicious.
What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit SaveTheFood.com.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Laughing too hard at one of your colleagues' jokes at the office party? She's not even funny. Warning sign. Those drinks are probably going to your head. Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high-five.
And now, sports.
At a football game in 2018 against the Tennessee Volunteers, UGA baseball player Adam Sasser had allegedly used an expletive against an African-American athlete. After further investigation from the university's Equal Opportunity Office, the University of Georgia decided to dismiss Sasser from the baseball team in 2018. However, yesterday evening it was reported that Adam Sasser is now suing the University of Georgia on a First and 14th Amendment basis. Per the complaint issued by Sasser's lawyer Dorothy Spinelli, she says Sasser, referred to as John Doe in the complaint, was dismissed from the team after Doe made a constitutionally protected statement while on UGA campus.
The allegation is that he engaged in protected speech and that the university infringed his First Amendment right by punishing him for this speech.
From Grady Newsource, I'm Alex Joyce.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Is your family in need of more quality time together?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Nature is best enjoyed together. So bring the whole family to discover all the bonding and stress-reducing benefits parks and forests have to offer. Visit discovertheforest.org and trade in phone time for family time.
Birds, squirrels, chipmunks, grass, worms, bugs, trees, rocks, and other objects in nature cannot talk. If you'd like to have a conversation while visiting nature, you will need to bring humans along. We strongly recommend starting with your family.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Due to a recent influx of animals, the Madison Oglethorpe Animal Shelter is now offering adoptions at a reduced price. Grady Newsource reporter Jayla Norman has more.
After receiving 53 cats between October 2nd and October 4th, the Madison Oglethorpe County Animal Shelter is depending on the local community to adopt out animals and provide space in the shelter. According to MOAS Board President Sherry Hines, it is not uncommon for the shelter to get large amounts of animals at one time.
It starts as 1 or 2 cats, and then those cats have litters, and it gets to where it's overwhelming, and they say, hey, this is too much, I've got to get rid of all these animals. But then that means, 10, 15, 20 plus animals coming into us from one person in one day, and that's a lot.
In an effort to adopt out more animals, MOAS is offering a Fall in Love adoption special for the month of October. The special allows for the adoption of all cats and kittens for only $50. Dogs over 4 months are available to get adopted at $50 as well. For some Oglethorpe residents, adopting from MOAS is more than just getting a pet. It is also a way to help the local community.
These are the dogs and cats and birds that, are around us. I feel like we can make a lot of an impact.
MOAS is encouraging people to adopt out its animals that are already spayed or neutered. UGA Clinical Assistant Professor Sarah Gonzalez notes that a spayed or neutered animal is beneficial in more ways than one.
The major benefits are decreases in unwanted behaviors, improvement of health in general, decreasing the risk of life-threatening infections for females.
For those who are unable to adopt, the shelter is also in need of rescue groups and additional foster parents to take in animals. For more information, visit moaspets.com. For Grady Newsource, Jayla Norman.
The College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Thanks for coming in for the interview.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, we got your personal references, your resume, high school diploma or equivalent.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Yes, it's right there.
Great.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.